This is Sam. Sam is sleeping with me, and Snow is sleeping nearby. Hope you're having a nice day. It's quite cold still. It's gonna be like this all week, so might as well get used to it. Just check if everything is rolling. Now, this morning I made a live with Paris. Oh, fuck. I need to change this. Does it work? It's working. Sam, arrête donc, là. Let me check. I'm checking things here. Let me check. Okay, everyone can hear me? Bon, on va changer de titre encore. Quite tired, I must say. Quite tired. So, this is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to browse to things that I have. I have a bunch of things, separate tabs, separate browser, whatever. So we're going to go through them together and try to catch up with what's going on around the world. Truckers are leaving tomorrow. Ouais, bonsoir tout le monde. On va passer au travail toutes les nouvelles que j'ai là. Il y a plein de nouvelles là. Différentes places. Ça, il parle dans mon oreille, il est super cute. Il y a pas ce que je dis dans mon oreille. Il fait rire. Je sais. Il fait rire. Hey, allô Lynn. Barbara. Ah, salut Sylvie. Oui, j'ai fait un live un matin. Parce que j'avais du ménage à faire. Puis, j'aime ça. Je voulais voir ce qui se passait. Je voulais voir si on aurait des filles. Mais on n'a pas eu beaucoup de filles. Puis le feed est fini. Elle finit avant midi. Elle finit comme à midi moins quart. C'est que ça prouve comment qu'ils veulent de moins en moins de filles. De moins en moins. See, if I was a zillionaire, I could have a truck, a satellite truck of news, and a reporter with news every fucking country and city that I choose to. But unfortunately, I do not have that resources. So I'm counting on you to give me the news. See? Because if I could do that, I could do live stream in every city, every day. Vous savez que c'est de valeur que je suis pas une zillionnaire parce que je pourrais avoir un truck de satellite. Miguel, j'ai affaire à toi, là. Viens me voir dans l'after show, s'il vous plaît, ok? S'il vous plaît. Il faut qu'on soit, nous autres, les reporters dans toutes les villes parce que j'ai pas les sous pour avoir un satellite truck pour faire un report dans toutes les villes, dans tous les pays du monde entier parce que si je l'aurais, je le ferais. Ça a tout le temps commencé avec Berlin, puis Melbourne, puis tout ça. Mais là, on sait rien, là. Faut qu'on appelle tout le monde, puis là, tout le monde est censuré, puis c'est la fin du monde. Tu sais, que je veux dire, là. Pour avoir une information, là, c'est très difficile. Miguel, j'ai affaire à toi. Viens me voir dans l'after show, s'il vous plaît. OK? T'as-tu compris? Aussi compris, là. Anyway, fait que là, avec l'histoire des trucks, ceux qui sont au Canada, je vais avoir des photos, des vidéos qui sont dans votre secteur. Ceux qui sont pas au Canada, ben, checkez ce qui se passe dans votre coin, puis tenez-moi au courant. Parce que ça, tout ça va dans l'optique, là. Vous comprenez? You understand what I'm saying? Everything is going on the uptick. So, I need everybody to be on...
Hi, I'm Susan.
I need everybody to be on top of everything. If you live in Canada, I want to have picture, videos of what's going on with the truckers or anything else for that matter. And if you're not in Canada, I want a picture and video whatever is going on in your town. Been saying that forever. Be the master of your town. Know everything. Be the most knowledgeable person in your town. So this is how you can help in your area. If you don't know what's going on, you cannot help. So be mindful of what's going on. Bonsoir, Bilou. Ok. Bonsoir, Liz. Bon, tout le monde est arrivé, là. Bon, t'as une seconde, là. Bon, tout fonctionne. Attendez, je check ici. Qu'est-ce que j'ai? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a avec ça? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a là? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Hey, qu'est-ce qui arrive là? Arrête avec ça là. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a là? Arrête là. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a là? Il n'y a rien là. Arrêtez de ça là. Sam is all freaked out about something. Merci, Bilou. Merci, Sylvie. Ok. Okay, Sam. Sam is feeling better, by the way. Okay, so. I'm going to start here. Okay, we're going to start with the truckers. It just came back on. Just came back. I was not having anything. Well, it just came back on. Now, you better listen to me and listen to me good, okay? This website has been down for 2 days, okay? Ce website-là était down fait 2 jours. Ça vient juste de revenir. Juste avant que je parte mon live, il était pas on. C'est parce qu'ils ont changé de serveur. Parce qu'ils ont trop de monde. They changed server because they are indicted by people who wants to know what to do. I told you, people in Canada that wants to join in, write down your route. And make sure that you know where you're going. Okay? I'm not going because if it would not have been of Sam, I would have gone. Since I have Sam, I'm not going anywhere. Especially now, he's just out of the hospital. Okay? So, now, this is how things gonna go. You need to watch your route and know where they're going. And I would like for you to support them all. Là, il faut vous checker tout ça, OK? Parce que moi, je peux pas aller à cause de Sam. Surtout Sam vient de sortir de l'hôpital, là, je peux pas aller nulle part, moi. Fait que, là, je me fie sur vous autres, que vous checkez où est-ce que vous êtes situés au Canada, ceux qui sont au Canada, puis vous enlignez avec vos flûtes, avec comment vous enlignez avec tout ça, OK? Fait que peu importe que vous êtes au Canada, là, vous savez, je l'ai expliqué, ça fait 10 fois que je l'explique. J'ai expliqué toute la semaine. Sam, fais pas ça. Arrête, là. Allô, la télé. Qu'est-ce que je disais? Ouais, c'est ça. Fait que le but, c'est que tout le monde au Canada qui peut se rendre à Ottawa, se rendre à Ottawa. C'est tout. C'est pas compliqué, là. Fait que si vous êtes capable, ben, rendez-vous à Ottawa. Vous avez toutes les routes, là. Je l'ai montré toute la semaine. Il n'y a pas de raison. Je l'ai même dit jeudi que de prendre note sur papier parce que tout va tomber. Je vous ai tout dit ça. Puis ceux qui m'ont écouté, vous avez toutes vos notes. Ceux qui ne m'ont pas écouté, ben vous avez rien. Mais là, vous savez que les fuckers sont dans le décor. Puis ils vont vouloir faire du trouble au website. Donc, arrangez-vous pour sérieusement avoir toutes vos notes, OK? Puis même si vous ne participez pas physiquement, s'il y a des personnes qui ça leur intéresse, s'il vous plaît, prenez des notes vous aussi, OK? So, telling you, take note, because we don't know how long all this will last, okay? It just came, just before I started my life, it was not up. So thank you for being up for my life, okay? So, I called Pat, he didn't have a chance to return my call, and I wanted to know when it would be up, and then here it is, so, super cool. So, wherever you are, take note, okay? I want to see the GoFundMe thing. Hey. See, they are now, the GoFundMe are now 1,620,000 and 670. So, this is really good. Pat said he estimates, that's the right word, well, better word here. There'll be like 10,000 trucks over there, but it's very hard to gauge because until people get there, we do not know how many people will be there. Pat dit que, allô baleine. Pat dit que, hey, arrête ça, arrête. Pat dit que il attendait 10 003 comme ça. Vous voyez, depuis quand on a fini jeudi, c'est comme ils ont doublé depuis jeudi, si c'est pas compliqué. Fait que là, ils travaillent avec GoFundMe, là, ils n'ont pas changé le link, là, puis ça a l'air qu'ils sont super gentils avec, fait que c'est tant mieux. Ouais, t'as vu, hein? Tu t'en souviens, Liz, hein? Il était comme à 720, c'est ça, 700 022 quand on a fini. Là, c'est rendu à 1 620 000. Fait que, vous voyez que c'est sérieux, la patente, là. Que le monde qui n'a pas compris la patente, là, regarde, j'avais dit, Raymore, il a donné... Hey, arrête donc, là. C'est ça qu'on avait lu jeudi. Raymore Concrete Forming avait donné 10 000 $. T'en souviens, Liz? Hein, il me savent. Il dit, oui, il savent. Il dit, moi, je m'en souviens. Fait que, regarde. Puis, on a de plus en plus de tout le monde qui contribue, même des compagnies qui contribuent. Vous savez qu'il y a des compagnies qui perdent aussi là-dedans. Là. C'est pas juste les personnes, là, des compagnies qui perdent. Fait que... You see, the top donors here, the Raymore Concrete Forming gave 2 days ago, remember, I showed it to you on Thursday, was $10,000. Animus 9, Trent Limerick 5. See, another company, Access Equipment Capital, 2,000. Ben oui, mais c'est sûr, les compagnies peuvent donner plus. En général, c'est sûr que tu peux avoir un hot dog qui est super riche, tu peux donner plus, mais c'est relatif à les sous des personnes. Hein. Bon, fait que ça, c'est très bon parce que ça, c'est géré par... C'est pas géré par des deux de pique, c'est géré par des comptables, les vrais comptables. Là. Les vrais comptables, là, Pat, dans son dernier live hier, il a fait venir une de ses comptables. C'est la personne en charge de tous les comptables. Ils ont des vrais comptables, là. Pas des deux de pique qui se disent qu'ils savent compter, là. Des vrais comptables. Qui vont gérer tout ça. Parce que là, ils vont aider les truckers. Puis ils ont tout un système, là, pour gérer ça. OK? C'est ça qu'ils font. Hey, arrête là, Sam, là. Sam, arrête, là. Oui, Pat est bien entouré. Il n'engage pas les deux de pique alentour de lui, là. Puis il n'est pas tout seul. Il y a toutes sortes il y a tout un comité. Il m'a expliqué tout ça l'autre jour, là. Qu'il n'est pas tout seul. Il y a plein de monde qui travaille avec lui. Qui semble, là, c'est pas le temps pour ça, là. Attendez une seconde, là, Sam. Non, va manger ici, là. Ça m'a mis pas de temps. Ça. Sam, viens voir, mamie. Qu'est-ce que tu fais, là? Tu restes ici, tu vas sur ton nez, là, qu'est-ce que tu fais, là? Bon. Sam, c'est pas quoi faire. Attendez une seconde, là. Viens, Sam. Let's go, là. Let's go. Ok, là, arrête, là. Bon, on va fermer tout ça, là. Chut. Arrête, là. Sit down. Sam, il veut manger, il veut se coucher, il veut rester avec nous autres, il veut 50 affaires en même temps. Oui, parce que moi, je l'ai dit, puis je le dis, puis je le redis que... Minute. Je comprends pas ce que tu veux dire, Yann. Ouais, tu peux dire que nous autres, on supporte... tu peux dire, Yann, que nous autres, on supporte les trackers. Tu peux le dire, ça, Yann. Tu dois dire ça. Il n'y a pas de problème avec ça, Yann. Bon, anyway, le point c'est que c'est pas géré par des deux de pique. So the point I was trying to make, it's not run by two of spades. They know. Non. Je cherche rien. Non, je cherchais Sam. Non, mais il faut que... Ok, Yann, c'est pas la place à parler de ça, là. Viens me voir sur Discord si tu veux me parler, ok? Non, tu mélanges avec un matin, là. Ok? Tu viendras me voir sur Discord, là. C'est pas une place à parler, avoir des discussions sur YouTube, ok, s'il vous plaît? Bonsoir, Barbier. Ouais. Ouais, ouais, tu te souviens, Barbier, ouais. Ok. Non. Oui, mais... Ok. Yann, c'est pas la place à faire la conversation, c'est sur Discord. Pas ici, sur Discord. Que tu me donnes les informations. Ok. Fait que là, le point est, c'est que c'est géré par des vrais comptables qui travaillent avec les comptables de GoFundMe pour que les vrais bons truckers y aient leurs sous pour le gaz puis pour les réparations appropriées. So, the point I was trying to make here is the accountant that are working in this are there to help. Everybody that has different expertise are helping. I'm trying to explain to you. Okay, Sam, arrête là. Non, arrête là. Sit down. Arrête, Sam, mommy là is trying to explain something, okay? They are trying to make sure that every penny that comes are accounted for. So it's just like not one guy who's running all this, okay? There's many people. Okay? This lady, Tamara Lynch, she's the one who's organizing all this. She's an accountant, and she's working with other accountants. You see where I'm going with this? So she's helping this cause because her expertise is accounting, from what I can gather. Anyway, she seems to be very... she started this, and she had the presence of the mind to get real accountant. I'm not sure if she's an accountant herself, an accountant herself, but I know for a fact that she went and get some people that have expertise in accounting, and they want to account everything, so they can be beyond reproach, because you know the fucker is going to get involved with all this. And then bad things are going to occur. But she already ahead of the game, and she said that she was on top of everything with different accountants. They don't have one accountant or two or three. I think they have like six or 7 or 8 accountants. Okay, or people that know how to do accounting to be credible, because that's the point. Now they're going to have all these millions and millions of dollars. You know we're going to crack the 2 million and the 3 million and all these millions of dollars that we're going to be. You know, to help them, you know. And then the longer this thing lasts, the more money will be involved. The more people will be involved. So you see what I'm saying with this? See where I'm going? It's going to be a big shing-ding to manage. So it's like a big, huge corporation to manage. Okay, Sam wants to go to bed. Okay, Sam, I'll wait, Sam. Right. Wait, Sam, I'll wait. Fais quelque chose, là. Wait. Qu'est-ce que tu veux, là? Bon, va te rester ici, là. Ah ouais. Bon, sit down. Mange tes affaires, là. Qu'est-ce que tu veux? That's funny. Arrête ça. C'est pas ce qu'il veut, là. Arrête. Non. Il fait froid. On va pas dehors. On arrête avec ça. Bon. So you understand? So just to reassure you that you're just not Raising money for fun. OK. Sam, maman l'a dit, là. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a, là? Non, non, non. Maman est occupée, là. Okay, so that's for the goat farming. There's also another thing that they're doing something called adopt a trucker. Okay, and then I have another website for this. Hold on. Another website for this. Sam, arrête là. Je te dis. There's another website called Give, Send, Go. Okay. And it's for adopt a trucker. Okay. It's run by another person. I told you there's many people involved in all this. This person, his name is Chris, and he's taking donation to help trucker. Okay. He has a big system for what I've gathered. He has a big system for what I've gathered that are he wants to have every he want to have every bonsoir Francine. Ah, viens ici là. Table de janvier. Oh, Sam doesn't know what he wants. Hello, Jamila. So, that's good, that's good. Francine, prends les photos. Bon, fait que c'est ça. Fait que là, il y a un programme qui s'appelle Adopt a Trucker. Ça, c'est pour le monde qui veut financer les truckers. Ils ont tout un système là pour pouvoir aider les truckers. OK? Bon, fait que il y a plusieurs choses qui rentrent en ligne de compte là-dedans. C'est ce que je veux dire? Puis, like I said before, everybody can get involved. If you're all over across the world, if you can adopt a trucker, you can help fundraise this thing. Comme j'ai si bien dit que ça, c'est pour au travers le monde. Si vous avez des sous, puis vous voulez contribuer au pour le fuel des truckers ici. Si vous avez encore plus de sous, puis vous voulez adopter un trucker, vous pouvez le faire ici. Vous savez, il y a plein de choses que tout le monde a. Peu importe ce que vous êtes. Propager l'information. Comprends-tu? Tout le monde peut faire de quoi. OK? Bon, fait que c'est ça. Puis là, le website est revenu. Fait que le website est revenu. Puis, c'est le countdown qui vont partir de là. Puis là, ils ont plein de logos puis tout ça, là. Bon. Le but est, c'est que tout le monde se rende là-bas. Fait que c'est ça. Bon. Fait que c'est où ce qu'on est rendu pour les truckers. Là, on va se promener dans... Quelle heure qui est, là? 29, ok. On va aller se promener dans le télégramme, là. Là, je veux voir quelque chose, là. T'as aimé quelque chose avec Tori? Je vais voir c'était quoi. qu'il y a une histoire là, qui est arrivée là. Avec Tori et Tesla. What seems that Tori's car has been hacked. And that's why she was in an accident. Remember I told you about that? And she called Tesla and they started fighting with her on the telephone. It's a very odd turns of event, I must tell you. Where's Tori? Here. Yeah. She says she called Tesla. And she says, Tori said, calls are monitored and recorded, right? And at the other end of Tesla, there was silence. And then Tori continues with, this call is being monitored and recorded by me. And then the Tesla person says, I do not consent. Tori says, tough shit, this is a one-party state. That's so Tori. Meaning sorry. Is it safe to drive? And Tesla answer, it's your choice. And Tori answer, what the fuck? Hey, come on. I don't think with this telephone, Tesla is doing themselves any favors, I must tell you. Bon, basically, fait que là, Tori, elle appelle Tesla. Écoutez ça, là. C'est drôle, puis c'est pas drôle, là, mais écoutez. Okay, fait que Tori, elle appelle Tesla. Puis elle dit, le téléphone est enregistré puis monitored, hein. Fait que là, personne répond au bout de la ligne de Tesla. Puis là, Tori, elle continue, puis elle dit, ben, moi, j'enregistre puis je monitor ce téléphone-là. La personne au bout de la ligne de Tesla dit, I do not consent. Ça veut dire que je ne suis pas consentant. Tori, elle a dit. Je m'en tabarnak. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Elle dit, c'est un one-party state. Okay? A one-party state, what does that mean, one-party state? That means a state that only one person can consent to a recording. Un one-party state, c'est une personne qui peut consentir au recording. Puis là, Tori a fini à dire, est-ce que mon Tesla est safe to drive? Puis là, Tesla a répondu, c'est ton choix. Puis là, elle a fini à dire, what the fuck? Tu sais ce que je veux dire? En tout cas, je te dis, là, toutes ces colis de char, là, bâtards, là, faites attention. Was it an inside job? Tori's she's furious. I have a chance to learn all this because I was dealing with Sam. So this is not cool. You know, she's like a dog with a bone, you know. She's like me. And she's not gonna let this thing go. Tori est comme moi, là, elle est comme une chien avec une os. Elle sera pas laissée aller. Fait que ça, c'est à suivre l'histoire de Tori puis Tesla. Mais Tesla, là, ils sont pas. Ça, là, c'est le parfait exemple comme c'est tout dangereux, ces technologies-là. C'est confirmé, hein, elle dit ici. Qui avait confirmé. This is not good. This is not good publicity for Tesla, I must tell you. Ça, c'est pas bon, là. C'est pas une bonne... Ah, vient juste de mettre une faute. Alors, c'est pas funny. Je veux dire, là, qu'on n'est pas dans des moments funny puis faciles. Anyway, le point est, c'est que Tori a eu un accident, puis la chance est correcte, mais c'est pas funny. So the point is, Tori went into an accident. It got into an accident, because she was act, and this is not funny. Oh, she's talking now. Oh, she just in this instant, she said, again, it's not me who's the target. It's you, the people uniting. Any unity is a threat. I agree with Tori. I agree. I will say that her since I'm live. I agree. I agree. Ouais. Yeah, c'est vrai, Claude. C'est vrai. I agree. Puis moi, là, ça me surprendrait pas que Tori ait acheté ce char-là pour les exposer. Hein? Parce qu'elle, là, c'est un hacker, là, top-notch. Fait que je peux pas croire... Ben, je pense pas qu'elle a pensé qu'il allait la coller dans le décor. Comment ça? Non, mais je te dis. Ouais, non, mais c'est ça. C'est que tout le monde qui essaye d'être gentil, puis expliquer les choses gentiment, on est toutes... on est toutes... on est toutes... comment je veux dire, ciblées dans la patente. Tu comprends-tu? C'est comme... C'est... Ouais, puis il y a un monsieur qui dit, John, they cannot stop what's coming. Nobody can. Mais c'est ça. C'est... Puis Tori, là... Non, mais Tori est pareil comme moi. Pour ceux qui connaissent pas Tori, t'as-tu vu ça, Liz? Ils ont hacké son Tesla, puis là... Puis... en tout cas... c'est arrivé dans le même temps que Sam était à l'hôpital. Tu comprends ce que je veux dire? Fait que... Ça veut dire que... Tu sais, il a attaqué Sam, il a attaqué Tori, il a attaqué tout le monde, là. Tu sais, il attaque tout le monde. Tu sais, on fait rien de mal, puis... on essaie de... on essaie d'aider le monde, puis unifier le monde, puis on est vilainés. Comme ça, c'est tout le temps nous autres, les vilains, dans l'histoire, quand c'est pas vrai. So, you know, we try to unite people, we try to help people, and now Tori, she's online, she's explaining stuff, and people are saying bad things to her, and she's monitoring who people say what. So that's not cool. That's really not cool. See, she's the one who explained. Mais oui, Liz. Il attaque toutes les bonnes personnes en même temps. Tu vois-tu, Tori, elle avait expliqué tout comment le ShadowNet, comment qu'il faisait tout avec les Dog and Pony Show là, qu'il faisait avec l'Internet. On a appris énormément avec Tori. Puis là, regarde, c'est tout le temps une attaque story. Comme je fais, moi, j'essaie de vous éduquer dans d'autres choses. Puis, tout le temps une attaque sur moi. C'est de même, ça marche. Tu dis la vérité, tu te fais attaquer. Puis tu fais le yard, puis t'es un héros. Ça n'a pas d'allure. Attends, le Sam, ça va se coucher, là. On dit bonne nuit à Sam, tout le monde. Il était à Sam. Je reviens. Ça est parti se coucher. Fait que... Ben, c'est ça. Fait que... c'est ça. Quand le monde s'unit, comme j'ai dit, I agree. Parce que Tori, elle éduque le monde aussi, elle. Très gentille, Tori. Very nice, Tori. She tries to educate people with her knowledge. See, that's what I always say. Everybody has different knowledge. Everybody's trying to educate people. Oops. Everybody... Oops, sorry. I'm moving things. Ça m'est parti se coucher, là. Je vais bouger les là. Sorry. I'm moving things. What was I say? Sorry. Tori is like me. She tries to educate people with her knowledge. I always say people have different knowledge and they try to educate people with different knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody, the more somebody is successful in educating people with different knowledge, the more attack they get. So, that's the name of the game. You are a good person and you get attacked. You are a criminal, you have a medal. See? Up was up and is down. And what's down is up. So, that's the way we live right now. One day it's going to be changed. But until then, and this is the way that this is the game. This is how we have to play. Bon, allô, bonsoir, Jean. Oui, c'est ça. Tori, c'est une personne très gentille. Elle essaie d'éduquer le monde. Elle a différentes études. Quand j'ai la chance, je montre Tori tout le temps. Je donne des cours d'anglais, surtout avec Tori sur mon Discord. Tori essaie d'éduquer le monde avec ses connaissances. Voyez-vous, chaque personne a des connaissances différentes. On essaie d'aider le monde en disant nos connaissances pour aider le monde, puis on est tout le temps attaqué. C'est ça. C'est ça la vie de nos jours. Quand tu essaies d'aider le monde, tu te fais attaquer, puis quand tu fais du mal, tu es une médaille, esti. Je reviens. Puis tu sais, le monde... tu sais, comme... Ah, allô, Mel! Bonsoir, Mel! Ça va bien, Mel? Merci pour tes beaux petits icons, tout le monde. Tu sais, le monde, il pense que c'est super cool ce qu'on fait, là. Comme moi, puis Tori, puis Gina, puis tout. On pense que c'est tout cool ce qu'on fait. Non, c'est pas cool. C'est pas cool pas tout. C'est cool de parler avec vous autres, mais c'est pas cool de faire ce qu'on fait. Moi, j'aime bien mieux parler des spaceships et de CIS, puis ça, là. On fait pas de CIS ce soir, je suis trop fatiguée parce que j'ai fait la chose ce soir, mais... Je vais continuer avec le CIS, inquiétez-vous pas, là. Faut qu'on soit au courant des technologies aussi. Mais c'est bien plus fun de parler des technologies que de parler des fuckers, laisse-moi te dire. Je fais pas ça parce que c'est le fun, je fais ça parce qu'il faut le faire. Like I'm saying, talking about the fuckers is not something cool to do. Ouais, Sam va mieux. L'important, c'est Sam, Mel. Merci, Mel. C'est comme pauvre Tori, elle essaie d'éduquer le monde. Puis j'aime ça écouter Tori quand j'ai la chance, je l'écoute. I love listening to Tori when I can. She has long shows for 3 hours. I must tell you, I don't always have 3 hours for her, but with Sam being at the hospital, they have chance to listen to anybody or anything for that matter. Mais quand je peux, je l'écoute. C'est vraiment intéressant ce qu'elle dit. Tu sais, il n'y a pas juste une personne sur la planète qui fait un beau TV show là, comme moi. Là. Il y en a plein d'autres. Là. Tori, c'est un bon exemple. Là, tu sais. Puis j'ai toujours dit à tout le monde d'écouter Tori. C'est ce que je veux dire? I told you, I'm not the only one who's doing a great job. There's other people like Tori that does a great job. You know what I'm saying? So I always say, listen to as many people as you can, so you can actually form your own opinion. We're not clones, and I don't want people to be clones. I want people to have their own mind, so they can discern who are the fuckers and who's not a fucker. Ah, merci Julie. Merci Sylvie. Julie doit passer à moi. Non, mais c'est ça. I mean, this is the best thing. Is the most people. Ouais, Sam. C'est notre mascotte. T'as raison, Mélanie. J'ai pas pensé à ça, mais c'est vrai. Sam pis Snow, c'est nos mascottes, hein? Sam pis Snow, c'est nos mascottes, right? Bon, anyway, là, je vais continuer avec ça. Là, je vais aller voir. Là. Je t'inquiète pour Tori. Là. C'est comme c'était dans le même temps que Sam était à l'hôpital. Tori a un accident de char. J'étais là. Quoi? Chris, est-ce Sam pis Tori est-ce wow. It's about the same time that Sam was in the hospital. Tori got a car accident. I was like, the hell? All at the same time. Mais oui, on a plusieurs mascottes. On a les tipettes aussi, Mélanie. N'oublie pas les tipettes. Les tipettes. Ah, en passant les tipettes, là. Là, j'essaie d'enlever mes flûtes ici, là. Puis, je vais mettre des vidéos des tipettes. Là, j'en ai des vidéos des tipettes, là, pour longtemps. Bon, fait que là, on va continuer. Bon, Tori, elle a l'air d'être correcte. Là, on va pas dire autre chose. Là. Bon, on va checker ici, là. I'm not even gonna go and look what I just saw. Oh, we want to watch what she's saying. Let's see what she's saying.
New Zealand will move into the red setting of the traffic light system at 11:59 p.m. tonight, Sunday 20.
I don't know what she's saying, but we need to listen to what she's saying. You know, what's going on there always comes here. So let's listen. Merci, Mel. Merci, Mel.
New Zealand will move into the red setting of the traffic light system at 11:59 p.m. tonight, Sunday, 23 January.
What the fuck is this? The resetting of the light. What does that mean? PM just other declares New Zealand will enter red light setting, the highest COVID alert at which will what will happen? With 40 new cases. Oh, my friends. Okay, let's see what's going on in New Zealand, okay? It just came. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Now. Told you the fuckers were on the uptick. Just hold on a second, my friend. Okay, hold on a second. Red alert. I mean, what the fuck does that mean? You're on a red alert. Must be a code of some sort. I mean, what else they're gonna do? They're gonna lock everybody down in their home? What the fuck? What does that mean, red alert? No, I'm the one who closed it on purpose. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm looking for something here. Very, very interesting. Crazy. I'm so tired. Hold on a second. I want to check something. Just give me a moment. I want to see if I have, because usually I can get these conference. But see, this is another thing too. They are cutting down on the important live feed of conferences. And that is a problem for me because I can not find out what they're saying. I don't like hearsay. I like to hear them say what they're saying. There are truth, lies, or in between. I want to hear the actually said. I don't want. You say. They don't. I don't have it. It just okay. Let's just try something else. I don't have any feed on that, but let's just try New Zealand. Okay. You don't have any visual on purpose, by the way. Vous n'avez pas de visuel par exprès. Je vais être sûr qu'il arrive à rien là. Okay, 1 hour ago. Router. To move to red light settings, 6 minutes. Okay, she just said that an hour ago. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me see. I think I've got this. We need to know about this, seriously, okay? So hold on a second. Don't know what that means. Red. Yeah, I want to know what the fuck they're trying to do now. Okay. This is very interesting. I really need to listen to this because I'm getting conflicted news. Faut vraiment regarder ça parce que là j'ai des nouvelles conflictées. Il y a du monde qui disent que ça va revenir, il y en a du monde qui dit que ça revient pas. Ok. On va couper ici là. New Zealand says it won't use lockdowns when Omicron spread. Tonga volcano. Yeah, okay, on a autre volcan là. We have another volcano là. We'll deal with this after. Flight, tsunami, destination. No. Here. Sydney. Router says Sydney will impose mask rule and limit gathering from midnight. Well, already in mask rules. New Zealanders will impose mask rules and limit gathering from midnight on Sunday after a cluster of 9 cases. Bonsoir, Didi. New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said there had been okay, never mind. I want to know. And they will move to red setting under. Okay, with more mask wearing, social distance, and cap to 100 customer indoor and hospitality. To soda. Okay. No, they have totally turned the screw even more. Children above 4th grade will wear masks in school when the school year began. Don't forget, they are down under, for real. So, it's the winter there. No, not winter, it's summer. So, they're not in school. It's vacation time. New Zealand Prime Minister says, what we need is the New Zealand owl. That's their main owl. See, it's here. Oops, I was saying it. No. New Zealand owl. I want to see what the New Zealand owls say. Ah, yeah. Bonsoir, Cora. Okay, what we need here. To red traffic light setting tonight. Yeah, we know that. Holding press conference. Okay, well, let's listen to
been confirmed as the Omicron variant.
I want to see what she said.
9 COVID-19 cases reported yesterday in the Nelson Marlborough region have now been confirmed as the Omicron variant. And a further case from the same household was confirmed late yesterday.
These cases are in a single family that flew to Auckland on 13 January to attend a wedding and other events on the weekend of January 15 and 16. And initial estimates suggest that there were well over 100 people at these events. This cluster has already led to an additional infection of a fully vaccinated Air New Zealand flight attendant who picked it up on a flight 5083 on January 16 from Auckland to Nelson that the family was on. That flight attendant has worked 4 additional flights whilst infectious. We were also informed late yesterday of a further case who was at the wedding. But even more importantly, we don't yet have a clear lead on the index case that links this family to the border, as we have with our other Omicron cases to date. That means Omicron is now circulating in Auckland and possibly the Nelson-Marlborough region, if not elsewhere. On that basis, as we have previously signalled, the whole of New Zealand will move into the red setting of the traffic light system at 11:59 p.m. tonight, Sunday, 23 January. As I set out this week, our strategy is to slow the spread of Omicron down. This includes boosters and public health measures such as mask wearing and restrictions on gatherings, while keeping the pressure off our health system to protect those most at risk of getting sick. Our plan for managing Omicron cases in the early stage remains the same as Delta, where we will rapidly test, contact trace, and isolate cases and contacts in order to slow the spread. Given our low number of Delta cases, we currently have significant capacity in our system to attempt to stamp out outbreaks, and our teams are already hard at work to contain this one. But as we've seen elsewhere in the world, Omicron is significantly more infectious, and in due course, we know we will see far more cases than we have in the 2 years of the pandemic to date. But the difference to previous outbreaks is that we are vaccinated and we are even better prepared. Limiting the threat of Omicron will take a team effort, like we've done before, and there is one task that I'm explicitly requesting New Zealanders to undertake as soon as possible: get boosted. The evidence from overseas is that boosters significantly reduce the likelihood of getting sick and needing to go to hospital, and also helps to reduce the transmission of the virus. Most other countries have had to get boosted in the middle of their outbreaks. Our plan has given us a head start, and around 56% of those eligible for a booster already have one. But we need to get that number higher quicker. We need to use the coming weeks before the virus could significantly take off to get as many people boosted as possible. If it has been 4 months since your second dose, you are due your booster. Please go to bookmyvaccine.nz to make an appointment, or simply go to a local drive.
Do you understand why we're watching this? Because this is New Zealand, okay? You know where New Zealand is? It's before Australia. I always tell you to watch what's going on in Australia. Well, now New Zealand is ahead of Australia. So it's even worse, okay? Now they're going to start this tonight, okay? Tonight. She said that she wants to have boosters, she wants to have masks, she wants to have contact tracer. Important to listen to this.
Through GP or pharmacy. The HealthPoint website has a list of all the vaccination sites in the country. Vaccination sites are open today across the country, and we'll be standing up additional capacity this week in anticipation that there will be additional people who will now be wanting to make sure their vaccines are up to date. And for those of you with children aged 5 to 11, all children aged 5 plus can now be vaccinated, and I encourage parents and caregivers.
Là, elle vient de dire que les enfants de 5 ans à 11 ans pouvaient être vaccinés. Elle a dit que c'est ça, là. C'est comme C'est ça que j'écoute, là. C'est qu'est-ce qu'ils veulent. Ça, c'est ce soir que ça commence. C'est là, là. New Zealand, c'est ça que je dois voir. Midnight. New Zealand. C'est là, là. C'est déjà arrivé, là. C'est déjà arrivé parce que Midnight, c'est ça. C'est... New Zealand sont 2 heures en avant d'Australie. Attends une seconde, que je vais voir quelque chose. C'est ça, c'est déjà arrivé, je sais, c'était à midi. C'est que là, il est déjà... C'est ça. Fait que, c'est minuit. Ça arrive là. 6 heures, c'est ça. C'est ça. Fait que 6 heures, c'est ça. Sinon, je t'ai dit quoi, là? C'est ça. Fait que ils ont commencé ça là.
To seek out information to help you make that important decision.
C'est
Already
important,
around
ce qu'ils
20%
disent.
of
Children aged 5 to 11 have been vaccinated or are booked to be vaccinated. And now a little more detail on the RED settings. That there will be additional people who will now be wanting to make sure their vaccines are up to date. And for those of you with children aged 5 to 11, all children aged 5 plus can now be vaccinated, and I encourage parents and caregivers to seek out information to help you make that important decision. Already around 20% of children aged 5 to 11 have been vaccinated or are booked to be vaccinated.
Elle a dit 20% des enfants étaient vaccinés ou 20% étaient bookés pour être vaccinés.
And now a little more detail on the RED settings. Every new region in New Zealand, as I said, will move into red at midnight tonight.
Là, vraiment important à écouter, là, OK? Listen, she's gonna explain what does that mean, the red setting, OK? Snow, je t'ai demandé, là, Snow, il fait toutes des chiffres à l'arrière. Attends une seconde.
Even if your part of the country doesn't yet have Omicron, the evidence from overseas suggests that it moves very quickly. We know it's already in both the North and South Islands, and that cases have been on a number of flights. Our goal at RED is to slow the spread of the virus. Again, the evidence from overseas is those places that were slow to act have had more severe outbreaks. So at RED, in many ways, life carries on as per usual, but with more mask wearing and distancing precautions, and reducing gathering limits to lower the risk of picking up the virus and super spreader events. RED is not lockdown. At RED, businesses stay open, and you can do most of the things that you normally do, including visiting family and friends and moving around the country. But RED will make a difference because it focuses.
Okay, this is what she's saying is extremely important. She's saying red, it does not mean lockdown. Okay, listen to what she's saying. We need to know what she's saying. This is very important.
aged 5 plus can now be vaccinated, and I encourage parents and caregivers to seek out
information to help you make that important decision. Already around 20% of children aged 5 to 11 have been vaccinated or are booked to be vaccinated. And now a little more detail on the RED settings. Every new region in New Zealand, as I said, will move into red at midnight tonight. Even if your part of the country doesn't yet have Omicron, the evidence from overseas suggests that it moves very quickly. We know it's already in both the North and South Islands, and that cases have been on a number of flights. Our goal at RED is to slow the spread of the virus. Again, the evidence from overseas is those places that were slow to act have had more severe outbreaks. So at RED, in many ways, life carries on as per usual, but with more mask wearing and distancing precautions, and reducing gathering limits to lower the risk of picking up the virus and super spreader events. Red is not lockdown. At Red, businesses stay open, and you can do most of the things that you normally do, including visiting family and friends and moving around the country. But Red will make a difference because it focuses in on those events that we know are high risk. Hospitality businesses can open, but are capped at 100 people indoors, and customers must be seated and separated. Events and gatherings for vaccinated people are reduced to 100. If people at an event are not vaccinated, that reduces further to 25. In retail and public places like libraries and museums, there will be limits on those in a space based on the ability to maintain physical distancing. Businesses and workplaces remain open, but where a workplace deems it appropriate, they may choose to have employees work from home. Education centres stay open, but with extra public health measures, including mask wearing from everyone from year 4 and up. It is our intention for schools to return as planned. Over the summer, our education team has been working on additional measures to help support this safe return, including supporting the assessment of ventilation in our schools. Our plan is simple: get boosted, wear a mask in indoor settings and outdoors when you can't distance from others, and reduce contacts as much as practical in those environments. Omicron is now in more than 80 countries around the world. By delaying its arrival here, we've had the time to kick off boosters, vaccination for children, and prepare. I encourage everyone to use the coming days to take steps at home and with your family, neighbours and community to make a plan. Resources to help you do this are on the Unite Against COVID-19 website. One of the most important things that people can do is to make sure that you and your family have a buddy, a neighbour or a friend who may be able to help out with delivering things that you need if you...
Oh, now you need a buddy. Check this out.
Do become unwell. Help and support, including financial
support, will be available for people who are isolating. Both the Leave Support Scheme and short-term absence payment are available for people who cannot work while they are isolating. Minister Robertson is here, and we'll talk more to that shortly. Earlier this week, I talked about the fact that through the course of managing Omicron, we will be taking a staged approach. As case numbers grow, both testing and isolation approaches will change in response. We've been planning for 3 stages for Omicron. Phase 1 will include the period we have up to 1,000 cases a day or less. We expect this scenario in the initial stages of...
Écoutez qu'est-ce qu'elle dit là. C'est vraiment important. Elle dit là, il y a 3 stages dans le Omicron. Puis là, elle nomme qu'est-ce qu'il va avoir à faire avec les différents stages. Écoutez ce qu'elle dit là. Listen to what she's saying. There's different stages. Listen to this.
The outbreak and could take up to 14 days to arrive. At this stage, we're doing what we've successfully done with Delta, taking that stamp it out approach. And this will be familiar to you. Broadly speaking, it includes the same contact tracing, isolation, and requests that
contact tracing.
Everyone who has symptoms be tested at a community testing station or at a primary health provider. PCR tests will continue to be used, but we will begin to integrate rapid antigen tests into these sites as required. If you're required to isolate during this phase, you'll receive advice and, if needed, support to do so. In this stage, you will need to isolate for 14 days if you're a case and 10 days if you're a contact. Stage 2 will be a transition stage where we adjust the system to focus much more on identifying those who are at greater risk of severe illness from Omicron, which will be a smaller percentage of cases. At the 3rd stage, when cases are in the thousands per day, we will then make changes to contact tracing, the definition of contacts and isolation requirements. Details of this stage of the outbreak we'll be providing in a full walkthrough with the Ministry of Public Health on Wednesday. But it's worth noting that we don't expect to be at this stage for a few weeks. Through the course of each stage, we have a test-to-work regime that will apply to our essential workforces to keep them going through the outbreak. I know that hearing these sorts of case numbers will sound deeply concerning for people to hear, and of course, we'll do everything that we can to slow the spread and reduce the number of cases we experience as a nation. But it's important to remember that COVID is a different foe to what it was in the beginning. Yes, we're not used to having it amongst us, and we still want to prevent people from getting it. But if you do, because of vaccinations, for most people it will be mild to moderate illness that you can manage at home. Why then, you may ask, are we going to such lengths to slow it down? For the same reasons we've always taken COVID seriously, because we're a team. And some of our team are immune compromised, some have illnesses, some have vulnerabilities, and of course many are older. All of these things means our team will not experience Omicron in the same way. But if one of us doesn't play our part, then someone else may suffer. We are stronger as a team than we are as individuals, and so now I ask that we all pull together again. Please be kind. I know not everyone sees this pandemic in the same way, but for the most part, we're motivated by the same thing, and that's looking out for each other. So get boosted, start wearing a mask in all indoor settings, and get prepared to be at home should you need to be. We've spent the last 2 years preparing for this, and today I'm grateful for the position New Zealanders have put us in to fight Omicron.
The most important thing about these cases is that the first one of them went and got tested, and that's...
Okay, did you hear? Did you hear all this? Okay, so now you know. Okay? So listen to what she said. It's coming near the town near you. Okay? Vous avez compris ce qu'elle a dit, là? Fait que là, soyez préparés, ça va arriver chez vous bientôt. Je vous dis. OK? Bon. On continue. Là, quelle heure qu'il est? 1h12. Là. Bon. Hey, salut Tony. Allô, Carole. Allô, Air. Bonsoir, Patrick. Bonsoir, tout le monde. Good evening, everyone. Bon, on va changer de sujet, là. Bon, les chicanes encore ici, là. Bon, qu'est-ce qu'il y a ici, là? Bon. Oh, dear. I don't believe this. What? I don't want to know that. Okay. Now, I'm going to find a few things to close on the positive note. Donnez-moi 2 minutes. J'en ai assez vu les nouvelles. Plein mon casque, des niaiseries, des fuckers. Bon. Là, on continuera avec les affaires demain. Là, un autre jour. Je vais aller checker des affaires plus positives. Attendez, là, j'ai vu des affaires avec des animaux. On va regarder ça. Ça, c'est des affaires avec... j'ai vu une histoire de cheval, là, qui était nommé dans une comtesse. Ok, ici, je l'ai trouvé. Ok, on va aller avec les animaux. Là, on va finir sur... on est samedi soir, on va finir sur une belle note. It's Saturday night. I wanna see this too. I wanna see that. It's Saturday night. We're gonna finish on a high note. C'est samedi soir, on va finir avec une belle note. Bon. Là, il y a ça, je l'ai regardé. On va commencer avec ça. Puis on va aller avec ça. Celui-là. Off. Okay, let's start with this one. Commencer avec celui-là. Ok, on s'en va en Russie, là. En Russie, à une place ici qui s'appelle Kaliningrad. Something of the sort. Ils cherchent des amber. Je sais pas c'est quoi les amber. C'est ça que je vois. C'est pour ça que je vais regarder ça. Fait que là, c'est des amber. C'est une sorte de... Ah, il a l'air fait frette. Regardez, regardez, regardez. Regardez, c'est une pierre qui s'appelle amber. Checkez ça, là. Il ramasse des pierres qui s'appellent amber. Ah ouais, ils sont rendus fous, hein. Ils sont rendus fous à Hongrie, là, en passant, là. Regardez ça. Avec les hamsters, là. Ils sont pas gentils, ils sont rendus malades en tabarnak. Bonsoir, Denise. Hey, on parlait des trains, là. Attends une minute. Je vais remettre ça avant. Je vais parler des hamsters, là. Attends une minute. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Attendez, ça. Il y a plein d'affaires, là. C'est vrai quand j'étais pas là, hein. J'étais en retard dans toutes mes nouvelles. Mais c'est pas grave. On va pas. On va se mettre à date. Shows that I'm not here. We're behind our news. But it's not a problem. We'll get caught up with this. I want to know about this hamster thing first. Let's start with the hamster. I want to know about the hamster.
Hong Kong's hamsters are under threat, but thousands are stepping up in an attempt to save them. Since the government ordered a mass cull of hamsters over COVID-19 fears on Tuesday, people have volunteered in droves to save 2,000 at-risk hamsters from pet shops, storage facilities, and those abandoned by families. The cull order came after an outbreak was linked to a worker in the Little Boss pet shop where 11 hamsters subsequently tested positive for the virus. But scientists around the world and Hong Kong health and veterinary authorities have said there was no evidence animals play a major role in human contagion with coronavirus. Hong Kong has pursued a policy of zero tolerance of COVID-19, and Health Secretary Sophia Chan said the government would not be taking any chances. Those who adopted a hamster after December 22nd have been urged to hand them over to authorities for culling. While it is unclear how many have been handed in, public broadcaster RTHK said some hamster owners like Jackie were seen surrendering their animals at a government facility in the new territories.
I want to follow the government's policy because anti-coronavirus measures are critical.
Is your kid unhappy about it?
Yes, but this is our civic duty that my kids need to learn.
Meanwhile, online groups formed to identify new owners for the unwanted pet rodents. The administrator of Hong Kong The Cute Hamster Group on the Telegram social media app said he has already been contacted by 3,000 people willing to help. Ching Li is one such volunteer.
The purpose of our action is to rescue the hamsters. Since yesterday, we have seen that many innocent hamsters have been sent for euthanasia, even though they tested negative for COVID-19. The hamster owners were worried and brought them here. In fact, the hamsters are innocent. They cannot be sentenced to death because of the virus. We all feel depressed and blame ourselves for not being able to help, so we are here today to save them.
Aside from ordering the cull, authorities asked dozens of pet shops to close, while imports and sales of small mammals were suspended.
Okay, do you see how insane this thing is now? They're going after the hamsters. How long they come after cat and dogs? Yeah. Tu vois-tu là? Ils parlent pas les pauvres petits hamsters. Cœur, hein? Merci Jean-Guy, t'es bien gentil. Je vais pas voir cette vidéo-là, là, mais en tout cas. Là, on se retourne, là. Je veux savoir ce qu'il faisait avec le collet d'amateur, là. Je l'ai su, puis je ne veux pas le savoir, mais en tout cas, on le sait au moins. On est au courant de l'histoire. OK, on s'en va, là, on s'en va au volcan. Je reviens. Là. OK, bon. On s'en va aux îles Canaries. We're going to the Canary Island.
In 4 months after being forced to leave. The home his grandparents built and in which he was born is covered in ash after a volcanic eruption that lasted 85 days, only being declared over on Christmas Day. And there's a lot of work to be done.
I'll find a couple of friends to help me clean this up, more or less. Also upstairs, we are going to see if we are able to get the car out. First, I am going to clean the upper part from above, air it out, clean, so that if I come, I will live upstairs when there is electricity and water.
Geronimo counts himself lucky that his home wasn't among the 3,000 buildings destroyed by molten rock. The only structural damage was the partial collapse of his garage. His car is still in there. On the island, they are digging through volcanic ash piled 10 feet high, and it's all hands to the pump to get homes back in working order. But resident Isabel Fuentes believes issues are likely to persist for some time.
Esto es un problema muy grande, pero claro.
This is a very big problem. People think that when they clean it all up, it will be over and we can now enter our homes. Look where the volcano is. When there is a storm, wind will blow the ash back here again. It won't be as much as it is now, but we're going to have this stuff in our homes for years and years. Right now, as it started to rain, it is as hard as cement.
Estaba empezando a llover y como esto se ponga duro, esto es como cemento.
Geronimo is one of 7,000 people from La Palma who were forced to leave their homes living in a hotel provided by local authorities. So far, he's had no official help with the clear-up mission at his own home. The La Palma authorities have warned residents to clear ash wearing masks and protective clothing and avoid entering basements where toxic gases could still be trapped. They have offered help to vulnerable populations and people whose homes are unstable.
Oui, l'île, c'est la Palma. Je veux le revoir parce que Sam, il me parlait, là.
80-year-old Sabino Leal Geronimo is returning home for the first time in 4 months after being forced to leave. The home his grandparents built and in which he was born is covered in ash after a volcanic eruption that lasted 85 days, only being declared over on Christmas Day. And there's a lot of work to be done.
I'll find a couple of friends to help me clean this up, more or less. Also upstairs, we are going to see if we are able to get the car out. First, I am going to clean the upper part from above, air it out, clean, so that if I come, I will live upstairs when there is electricity and water.
Geronimo counts himself lucky that his home wasn't among the 3,000 buildings destroyed by molten rock. The only structural damage was the partial collapse of his garage. His car is still in there. On the island, they are digging through volcanic ash piled 10 feet high, and it's all hands to the pump to get homes back in working order. But resident Isabel Fuentes believes issues are likely to persist for some time.
Esto es un problema muy grande, pero claro.
This is a very big problem. People think that when they clean it all up, it will be over and we can now enter our homes. Look where the volcano is. When there is a storm, wind will blow the ash back here again. It won't be as much as it is now, but we're going to have this stuff in our homes for years and years. Right now, as it started to rain, it is as hard as cement.
Estaba empezando a llover y como esto se ponga duro, esto es como cemento.
Geronimo is one of 7,000 people from La Palma who were forced to leave their homes living in a hotel provided by local authorities. So far, he's had no official help with the clear-up mission at his own home. The La Palma authorities have warned residents to clear ash wearing masks and protective clothing and avoid entering basements where toxic gases could still be trapped. They have offered help to vulnerable populations and people whose homes are unstable.
Give me 40.
See? On a les affaires là. Ça là, c'était le volcan qu'on a watché là. That was the volcano that we watched. Be right back. Yann, stay on topic, s'il vous plaît. Yann, on topic, OK? Bon. Là, on va finir avec tout ça. Ah, il est tard, là. La journée a vite avancé. Je vais écouter ce que lui a dit pour le train. OK. On arrête avec ça, là. Mélanie. OK, on arrête là. On reste en topic là, s'il vous plaît.
I see what you see. I see what you've been covering. I see what everybody's seeing. Asking myself, what the hell is going on? And we look like a third world country.
These images, the drone images that were on the nightly news, day in and day out. Some networks weaponizing them for their own, political agenda, and others just reporting the damn news. This is not one-off. This is organized theft. They're organized groups of folks that move from site to site. When there's more attention, a bright light on one site, they move to the next site.
Ça, c'est les... OK, on reste sur le topic, là. OK, on arrête avec tout ça, là. Ça, c'est les trains que je vous ai montrés jeudi. OK? Bon. C'est les hamsters, ça, c'est les... OK. Là, ça va ici. Ça, c'est les chats. Carte.
قاسية جدا زي ما احنا شايفين. التلج بدأ ينزل في مصر، والتغيرات المناخية اللي بتحصل مع المطر او مع التلج اللي بدأ ينزل في الغردقة واسكندرية، ده ريسبونس. احنا بنحاول نسبق الاحداث عشان كلاب الشارع وحيوانات وقطط الشارع وحيوانات الشارع عامة هيبقوا مهددين جدا بتغييرات الطقس، لان محتاجين يبقى في عزل حرارة حتى لو 10 ل 15 درجة هيفرق معاهم جدا يعني.
homestead chart presents.
Bon, mais en fait, des pneus, des maisons pour les chats. Super cool, hein? Bon, on s'en va avec des petits... Oh, ça va être cute. Des petits polar bears. Des petits bébés polar bears qui viennent d'être nés. Des petits bébés polar bears. Oh, tout cute! Les petits bébés polar bears. Check Snow. Petit bébé polar bear. Checkez, c'est beau. Wow. Oh, regarde, c'est cute. Wow. C'est beau, hein, Liz? Hey, je vais le garder, je vais le mettre à quelque part. Ok, là, on s'en va voir. C'est quelque chose que j'ai entendu parler toute la semaine. Bonsoir, Maurice. C'est l'affaire que j'ai entendu parler toute la semaine. J'ai hâte de voir ça. Ok, check this out. Check this out. J'ai entendu parler toute la semaine. J'avais hâte ben, une couple de jours, j'entends parler, mais je... Check this out.
One thing I'm telling other managers.
C'est là, c'est le cheval qui a gagné, là. Tiens, une seconde, là, je peux enlever le tabarnak de cette semaine, là. Bon. Le cheval blanc, ça like c'est le cheval blanc qui a gagné le contest. The white horse seems to be the one that won the contest. Il y a une centaine de chevals qui participent dans ce Compete in this Beauty Pageant. Il y a une centaine de chevals. Ça s'appelle le Saudi Arabian Horse Festival. Attends une minute là. On va aller voir ça tout de suite là. Je vais me souvenir ça. Saudi. Attends une seconde. Saudi Arabian Horse Festival. Peut-être avoir des photos. Et ça va être une autre chose à explorer, hein? regarder ça plus tard. Ok, on continue. Sorry. C'est Riyad, hein? Hey, c'est Nathalie! Oui, c'est des chevaux arabes. Tu connais ça? Nathalie, elle connaît ça des chevaux. Elle connaît ça. Elle connaît ça des chevaux. Oui, c'est des chevaux arabes égyptiens. Nathalie, elle avait vu des chevaux, elle a dit. Arabe. Ah, moi, j'entraînais des chevaux à sauter quand j'étais jeune. Je faisais des compétitions, c'est ça que je connais ça. Ok, Yann, on reste dans le positif, s'il vous plaît, là. Ok? Si tu n'as rien de positif à dire, s'il vous plaît, chut. Oui, je comprends ce que tu veux dire, Nathalie, oui. Oui, puis il a fait ça du sang arabe, des chevaux arabes, là, ça a toujours été reconnu pour des chevals blancs, hein? Nathalie, des chevals blancs. Puis là, ils sont maquillés, ces chevaux-là, là. Ils sont pas de même, là. Ils sont maquillés, là. Ils sont pas noirs de même, les chevaux, là. Ils sont blancs, hein? Les vrais chevaux arabes sont reconnus pour être tout blancs, right? Blanc comme blanc immaculé, là, avec une belle crinque comme ça. Hein, Nathalie?
الأسمى صراحة أن كيف اليوم نستقطب كافة المرابط الخيول العربية من دول العالم كلها كاملة وتكون لها تواجد في كافة المرابط الخيول العربية من دول
Oups. Ouais, je sais, c'est blanc. Non, mais c'est des chevaux arabes, là, ça a toujours été... J'ai toujours vu des chevaux blancs, moi. Là, ça a l'air que... C'est ça ici. Le but de cette histoire-là, c'est d'attirer toutes les Arabian horses de tout le monde entier. En passant, ce gars-là, c'est tout le temps le gars qui parle aux médias. Puis là, qu'il soit en Arabie Saoudite, puis qui veut amener les chevaux à... Ils naissent noirs. Mais ils deviennent blancs après, c'est ça, Nathalie? Ils deviennent blancs après? Oh, ouais, Romain, c'est super cool. Ouais, c'est ça, hein? Mais c'est blanc, hein? Mais un vrai, là, cheval arabe, moi, j'ai juste toujours vu ça blanc. Ah ouais, c'est intéressant, hein, Nathalie? Pas folle. Pas une experte en cheval arabe, mais... Ça m'a toujours été dit que les chevaux arabes, c'était blanc. C'est une beauté inouïe, là, avec la belle crinque, là, hein? Puis là, il voulait... c'est ça. Là, attends, là, je vais recommencer la conversation. Le but de tout ça, c'est pour attraquer les... de ramener... Attirer les chevaux arabes au travers le monde pour les ramener où ce qu'ils étaient.
أن كيف اليوم نستقطب كافة المرابط الخيول العربية
être présent en Arabie Saoudite puis ramener les chevaux dans leur place originale.
العالم كلها كاملة.
Comme lui là.
وتكون لها تواجد في داخل.
Je veux pas qu'il mette ça sur un cheval brun là, c'est ridicule puis je trouve ça ridicule.
بحكم انه يرجع
Ok. Nathalie a dit il naissent noirs, puis devient gris et blanc après plusieurs années. Nathalie is a horse raiser, and she says they are born black. As they age, they become black and white and gray and all sort of colors like this one. This is the most important vision and strategic goals.
الخيل إلى مكانها الأساسي. يعني هذا الأهم، هذا اللي ممكن اليوم اللي نناظرها بنظرة شمولية وهدف استراتيجي المفترض نشتغل عليه جميعا.
The festival also include an auction of rare breeds. Hey, regarde, c'est beau celui-là, Nathalie. Hey, il a l'air silver, hein? Il doit être jeune, celui-là, Nathalie? Check, check. Wow, est-tu beau, celui-là? Si bon. Wow, j'ai jamais vu un cheval de même. Checkez ça, si. Checkez ça, si. Hein, Nathalie, il est beau en tabarnak, celui-là, hein? Il a l'air littéralement gris. Wow. Checkez ça comme il est beau. Il sera blanc. Et parce qu'il est jeune, hein? C'est encore un jeune cheval, hein, Nathalie? Il est quand même beau. Yeah, c'est beau. They got the auction. An exhibition about Saudi Equestrian heritage. Lui est brun. Elle est blanche. Storytelling session about horses and owners. Ils sont tous beaux. Puis là, elle a dit qu'elle est fière de son travail. Elle a dit c'est très bien organisé, puis c'est tout différent.
العمل يشرف، منظم جدا، الترتيبات، المكان أيضا متنوع. أطمح مستقبلا.
Puis là, elle veut que les femmes s'en mêlent de plus en plus. Je sais pas comment tu peux aller rider des chevaux habillés comme des habillés ici, mais en tout cas, au moins, ils s'intéressent. She says she hopes that more women will get involved. I don't know I can go right the way she's dressed, but at the very least, she's taking interest. Il y a 3 sortes de chevaux arabes, Nathalie a dit. 3 sortes. Ah oui? Des blancs, des bruns, puis des noirs, c'est ça que tu dis?
إن يكون في مشاركات من العنصر النسائي، يكون في منافسة بين الرجال والنساء.
Même je trouve que l'huile, c'est le travail des yeux. Moi, j'ai un problème avec ça. C'est celui-là qui a gagné. Cheval à avoir plein son tabarnak de cartes. Non, du tout. Un quarter horse, c'est quelqu'un qui est capable un quarter horse, là, c'est un cheval de course il est brun et noir. C'est pas toute la même sorte d'affaire, Yann. Ah, je vais le regarder encore, là, c'est tellement beau. Je reviens. Bon, hey, ça c'est super intéressant. Bon, hey, c'est tellement intéressant ce soir, hein. On est parti, on savait pas où qu'on allait. C'est ça, c'est Caroline. Non. Parce que j'aime, c'est des Black Beauty. Moi, c'est les cheveux noirs que j'aime. Bon, là, on va finir avec un Abraham, OK? Bon, je sais qu'il y a plein d'affaires qui arrivent, que ça tout va mal, mais gars, je vais vous laisser avec une belle note avec les chevaux, avec Abraham. Abraham que je vais vous faire écouter. So, I know there's other things going on, and everybody is upset about this and that. But I have a good Abraham. I came across by accident, but I really love that Abraham, okay? I'm going to show you that Abraham. Bon, encore, est-ce que j'ai un bel affaire de même à soir. Allez une seconde. And this is very interesting to listen to. Ouais, des chevaux noirs, là, moi aussi, j'avais... Ouais. Bon. Ouais. Mais là, avant d'avoir des chevaux, là, il faut que j'aille mon spaceship. Avant ça, mon terrain, ma maison. Ma montagne. On en reparlera d'atelier. Là, on va finir avec Abraham. OK? Checkez ça. Align yourself. Écoutez, c'est vraiment intéressant. Merci Nathalie pour tes informations. On en reparle.
Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You are knowing what you are wanting? Really? Well, we believe that you do, to some extent. In other words, knowing what you don't want helps you to know what you do want, doesn't it? Someone said to us one day, when we were trying to get them to focus upon positive things, and we sort of laid out a list of positive things that she might think about, and she said, "Oh, Abraham, I don't want those. I've already got those." And what she really meant was, the things that I want are the things that have not yet happened. And we want to help you to realize that if you're thinking about things that you want from the standpoint that they have not yet come to fruition, that they are still missing in your experience, then you're holding it in a sort of suspended position.
T'entends-tu mieux, là? On va recommencer. Merci, Yann.
Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? You are knowing what you are wanting? Really? Well, we believe that you do, to some extent. In other words, knowing what you don't want helps you to know what you do want, doesn't it? Someone said to us one day, when we were trying to get them to focus upon positive things, and we sort of laid out a list of positive things that she might think about, and she said, "Oh, Abraham, I don't want those. I've already got those." And what she really meant was, The things that I want are the things that have not yet happened. And we want to help you to realize that if you're thinking about things that you want from the standpoint that they have not yet come to fruition, that they are still missing in your experience, then you're holding it in a sort of suspended position where the distance between where you are and where it is not closing. So what we're wanting you to realize is you have these patterns of thought, and law of attraction is helping you to sustain the pattern of thought that you have. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. And
c'est vraiment important ce qu'elle vient de dire. Un belief is a thought you keep thinking. Ce que tu crois, c'est juste une pensée que tu n'arrêtes pas de dire. Puis on va expliquer comment ça marche. Écoutez, c'est extrêmement important, là, OK? Merci, Yann, encore.
So early on in your experience, by your exposure to life, you began developing some patterns of thought. Sometimes they were carefully taught to you by others. Sometimes it came because of something that you observed and then talked about and then remembered and then attracted again and then talked about it and then remembered and then attracted again. In other words, life is very interesting here, isn't it? Because you can't talk about anything.
Je t'ai dit, là, moi, je te dis qu'Abraham, c'est une gang d'aliens. Okay? Je suis certaine de ça. Plus qu'elle parle, ça sonne comme un alien. I keep telling you, I think Abraham is a bunch of aliens because the way she talks is always like alien talk. You know what I'm saying? She just said, life is very interesting here. OK? Elle a dit, la vie est vraiment intéressante ici. Elle va expliquer plus que tu penses à une affaire, plus que ça va arriver. Puis c'est vraiment bien expliqué. Écoutez comme du monde. She's gonna explain how you keep focusing on the wrong thing, bad things going to happen, and the way she explained that is hilarious. You must see this. It's actually fucking hilarious. Ok, la façon qu'elle explique ça, là, plus que tu focuses, c'est pour ça que je dis tout le temps focus. Puis elle explique que si tu focuses sur la mauvaise affaire, là, des affaires, ça va aller mal aller. Puis j'adore, et c'est super drôle la façon qu'elle explique ça. Regardez ça.
If you're thinking about things that you want from the standpoint that they have not yet come to fruition, that they are still missing in your experience, then you're holding it in a sort of suspended position where the distance between where you are and where it is not closing. So what we're wanting you to realize is you have these patterns of thought. And law of attraction is helping you to sustain the pattern of thought that you have. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. And so early on in your experience, by your exposure to life, you began developing some patterns of thought. Sometimes they were carefully taught to you by others. Sometimes it came because of something that you observed and then talked about and then remembered and then attracted again and then talked about it and then remembered and then attracted again. In other words, life is very interesting here, isn't it? Because you can't talk about anything for very long before it begins to replicate itself in your life experience. And it's what makes you develop your patterns of what you call truths. You say, at first I wasn't sure, and then I pondered it for a while. And once I gave it my attention, I began seeing evidence of it everywhere. And now I believe it, and now that I believe it, it's manifesting in my experience. And we say, that's really wonderful, isn't it, if it's stuff you want? But if you are repeating patterns of thought about things you do not want...
Okay, did you hear what she said? It's great when you think that you want. Écoutez ce qu'elle dit là. C'est super bien quand c'est qu'est-ce que tu veux, mais quand c'est qu'est-ce que tu veux, c'est l'enfer total.
Well, we believe that you believe is help suspended position pattern of thought that you have. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. And so early on in your experience, by your exposure to life, you began developing some patterns of thought. Sometimes they were carefully taught to you by others. Sometimes it came because of something that you observed and then talked about and then remembered and then attracted again and then talked about it and then remembered and then attracted again. In other words, life is very interesting here, isn't it? Because you can't talk about anything for very long before it begins to replicate itself in your life experience. And it's what makes you develop your patterns of what you call truths. You say, at first I wasn't sure, and then I pondered it for a while. And once I gave it my attention, I began seeing evidence of it everywhere. And now I believe it, and now that I believe it, it's manifesting in my experience. And we say, that's really wonderful, isn't it, if it's stuff you want? But if you are repeating patterns of thought about things you do not want, and in your environment, oh, you are very, very good at that. You have this sort of mass consciousness theory that goes like this.
Écoutez ce qu'elle va dire. Mass consciousness theory goes like this. OK? Une autre affaire des fuckers qui ont dit là, pour tout fucker le monde. Comprends-tu ce que je veux dire? Another thing that she's saying. How the fuckers are fucking people. Listen to what she's saying.
But if you are repeating patterns of thought about things you do not want, and in your environment, oh, you are very, very good at that. You have this sort of mass consciousness theory that goes like this. If we don't beat the drum of our history, we are sure to repeat it again. And we say, the contrary is true.
Did you hear what she just said? If we don't beat the drum of history, it's going to repeat itself. And then she says the opposite is true. Il nous focus tout le temps à répéter l'historique parce que c'est tout le temps ça. Elle a dit l'opposé, c'est vrai. Écoutez ce qu'elle dit.
The more you beat the drum of anything, the more you activate it in your vibration. The more it is activated in your vibration, then the more law of attraction is matching you up with things like it. And the more law of attraction is matching you up with things like it, the more you observe it. And the more you observe it, the more you talk about it. The more you talk about it and observe it, the more you beat the drum of it or offer the vibration of it. The more you offer the vibration of it, the more law of attraction matches you up with it. The more law of attraction matches you up with it, the more you're living it, the more you're talking about it, the more you're beating the drum of it, the more you're offering the vibration of it. The more you're offering the vibration of it, the more the law of attraction lines you up with it. The more law of attraction lines you up with it, the more you notice it. The more you notice it, the more you talk about it. The more you talk about it, the more you offer it vibrationally. The more you offer it vibrationally, the more law of attraction lines you up with it. The more law of attraction line. We could go on. Your life experience.
C'est. Le plus que tu focuses sur la mauvaise affaire c'est aussi simple que ça. The more you focus on the wrong thing, bonsoir Micheline. L'affaire que tu focuses sur la mauvaise affaire. Bon.
Is showing you that you just cannot keep telling the same story without continuing to live the same circumstances. And so this gathering, we're calling it the art of allowing, but what it really means is the art of telling a different story, the art of telling the story the way life has helped you carve it out incrementally, but telling the story with your words, with your observations, with your expectations, with your vibration. Then when law of attraction is responding to your deliberate offering of thought, now you're getting what you want, not just what you're observing. Are there things in your life that are as you want them to be? Keep telling that story. Are there things in your life that are not as you want it to be? Don't tell that story. You cannot choose something that feels better until you are aware of what you are choosing. So, relief is the order of business. What do you want to talk about? Oh, you have come with some things.
Thank you very much. This veritable fortune that I've been amassing for so long.
Don't use sarcasm now.
Oh. I'd love a little bit more of your experience on how I can deliberately be leaning more towards allowing it.
Now, anyone who listens back, and especially those who are sitting here in the room, you might feel yourself wanting to say, especially by the end of the day, Abraham is really nitpicking here. But we want you to feel, if you can, the feeling place from which that question comes. In other words, this veritable fortune, and we sensed a sort of mocking tone. Where's my stuff? If law of attraction is as you say, and I've been amassing this fortune, then where is it and how can I get to it? And we want you to just feel for a moment what is the dominant vibration within that sentiment that you offered? Was he offering the vibration from the lack of the money or from the having of the money? And we know, you say, well, of course he is, because it isn't there yet, so how can he offer a vibration about a state of being that he has not yet achieved? And we say, you just got to figure out how to do it, because until you do, you can't have the state of being that you want to achieve. You have to find the vibrational essence of it. And so the work is, you have to find a way of distracting yourself from the absence of the money while you activate within yourself a feeling of the money. So things like feeling appreciation for the prosperity that you are living, feeling appreciation for the possibility of more coming. In fact, we'd like to say that even when you get into an attitude of hope, you're much closer in vibration to allowing it than when you are in the vibration of doubt. So we teased you about a little bit of sarcasm about this veritable fortune, but we want you to realize that when you feel sarcastic, when you feel pessimistic, it's a far cry from feeling optimistic and hopeful. So the answer to your question, how do I let my fortune come to me and me come to my fortune? It's by pretending that it's already done, by taking pieces of the fortune and mentally expending it, by imagining how much fun it will be to have it, to enjoy the feeling of relief even before you have the actual reason to feel the relief, by caring so much about the way you feel that you guide your thoughts apart from the reality. We love your question. We love the question, how do I get from where I am to where I want to be? And the answer is, look in the direction of where you want to be and speak in the direction of where you want to be, and never again look back over your shoulder about where you have come from. And if you can pull that one off, as soon as tomorrow, you'll have evidence of your veritable fortune.
Astounding. Thank you.
Voyez? You see? That's how you have to think. You have to think that you're already there in order to be there. Comprenez là ce que Abraham dit là? Vous pensez que vous êtes déjà rendu là, puis vous pensez que vous allez être là dans 30 secondes et quart pour arriver à là. C'est ça la différence. OK? On reste dessus. Fait que c'est ça. Fait que, on that note, have a good night. Là-dessus, bonne soirée. Exactement. J'ai compris. So, on that note, have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.